guys, it's Cute and Cuddly here with a tutorial. This time I'm going to teach you how to make speed paints in Adobe Premiere Pro, or Premiere Pro? I don't know. I call it Premiere, but probably saying it wrong. Anyway, so when you first start out the program, it'll have these three options. Open projects is of course to open things we've already done, but we're going to start with new projects, so just click that. And you can keep everything here as default. I don't know if this is actually the default, but I usually do it as HDV for the capture format, and I don't think you really need to do that, but I usually do that. And just name the project, so that's for the whole thing. You can just name it, I'm going to name it Tutorial Test, or yeah, SpeedPaint, SP. And you hit browse and find where you want to save it, so I'm just going to do that, and another window will pop up. And this is for the pretty much the kind of like the resolution or whatever you're working on. I usually use HDV 1080p, and that's 30 frames per second. So you just click that, it's under HDV, and everything else is just what's this? I don't know if this is actually the default for it, but those are my things there if you wanted to look at them and replicate them. And you can, let's just say test 1 for the sequence. SP, hit OK, and the thing will open up. And this is the workspace for editing. You can just go under here and click editing, and then it will look like this, at least similar to it. Now the layout for this program is pretty much, this is your timeline right here. This is the window where your video that's being edited is. This is your resource window, or your effects, or your sounds. This is the sound effects for like motion and stuff. And this is like when you add in a video, you can see it before you add it to your timeline. You can look at it, cut out pieces from it without doing it here. You can do it prior. Here's where you have all your music, your videos, images, text, whatever. It goes in here. You can find it here. And in here is all your effects. So you have your effects, transitions for both audio and video. Now, I'm just going to get into it real quick, the simplest way to do it, and later on I will in a different video I'll teach you guys how to do some pretty fancy effects with like zooming and jump cuts and all that jazz. So for right now we're just gonna do speed paint thing. Alright, so I'm just gonna go into my folder and grab 2 clips. You can do it from either from here where you can add it, or you can actually get it here and then drag it into here. So I'm just gonna do this so I can see what I'm doing, and I'm gonna grab, it'll open, there we go, and I'm gonna grab one and these 2 clips right here, and I'm gonna minimize that. Alright, so by saying this is the resource video, when you double click it, you'll see the video being played. It's not gonna be in your timeline. It's gonna be just the preview of it, and you can hit play to listen to it or whatnot. You can scroll through it too and just see if there's parts of it that you'd wanna take out or whatever. But I'm just gonna do it the simplest way, so you guys don't have to worry about it getting too complex and you losing me along the way. So for now, for speed paints specifically, you're gonna have to just take the video, and I'm pretty sure you don't want the sped up sound, like the real chipmunk sounds and whatnot. So we're just gonna take the video from this. You can do this in 2 ways, where you take the video and add it in here, and you'll have the audio and the video together, and then unlink it and delete the audio. But this is just kind of like you're skipping 2 steps pretty much. So you'll just double click here, or whichever video you want to do. So I'm going to do this one, and it'll open up here, and you'll go over here, and there's like a film kind of what do you call them? The name escapes me, but it's like a film reel, I guess is what they call them. This will, when you click it and drag it into here, it'll give you just the video of the of what you recorded. And if you do the speaker kind of thing here and click it and drag it here, you'll get the audio of the video that you recorded. If you want them both, you can just click here and drag it in. So I'll show you all three. So first off, if you want both, you just click here and drag it, and you'll see you have both, the video and the audio. Now if you want just the audio, you'll click and drag here and you'll get just the audio, and for the video you'll click and drag here and you'll get the video. And there you go, there's the video. Now I'm just gonna, now this over here in your timeline, you see there's like a larger thing here and a smaller thing here. Depending on which way you scroll, like if you scroll to the left, it'll look like it's shrinking your timeline, but it's just pretty much zooming out is what the concept is. And this is just going to the right is zooming in. As you can see, the numbers here are kind of extending, whereas when you're going the other way, they are getting shorter, and there's more time. You can see more of the video. And this is so you can see it overall what you're looking at, and so you can see where your start and end point here is, and that'll be important for later on when you're exporting. I've done this so many times, and I'm telling you, it is so frustrating when you forget to move this little slider to the end of your video of where you want it to end and export it, because if this is halfway here and you export it, this is going to just export this part of the video. Everything else that you've done after that is not going to be included in the video. So be sure when you're done to zoom out all the way and make sure this is at the end of the video. Make sure it's snapped to it, or you'll have like a black screen at the end or whatever, you know. Alright, so this is one clip. Let's add the second clip. So I'm just going to double click that and it'll open up, and I'm going to do the same thing here and bloop. And you can see this didn't move. You'd have to move it yourself, but we're going to do that later on because we are going to speed up the thing. Alright, so let's say you want to remove a part of the video that, let's say, you don't want. Let's say I want to remove, let's say this part right here. To do that, you can do it in two ways. Now, if you had several layers of videos and audio, and you want to cut it all at the same time, all in one straight line without going in manually and trying to cut it as straight as possible, the way you do it is you do Control-Shift-K, and that will just cut them all at the same time in the same place where your thing is stopped at. Now, if you want to do it manually, you'll hit C, and you'll get the little, like, it looks like a kind of a razor tool, and you can go in and cut it wherever you want. And to get out of it, you just hit V, and that will bring back your regular mouse cursor. So let's just, I usually just do Control-Shift-K for SpeedPaints because I don't have any of the audio or any of the images or whatever or fanciness I'm doing in here to begin with. So, but when I'm doing like fancy editing for vlogs and things like that, I will use the V key or the C, I think. Yeah, the C key to cut the video, so I don't cut the audio in odd places and whatnot. Alright, so I cut it and I want to remove this, so I just click it here and delete. Now, you can probably tell there's a big gap here between the both clips. Now, to remove that, you just click here and you hit delete on your keyboard, and that will slide it down to a closer, well, putting the clips together. Now, if you wanted to put a transition, I'll show you that real quick. Let's say you want to put a transition at the beginning. You go to Video, Transitions right here. You click the arrow to open it, and let's say I want to do a it's starting from a black screen going into the video as a gradual kind of fade into what my video is. I'm going to do the dip to black. You can also do a white screen to what your video is, or you can do a cross dissolve. You can do, there's a lot of transition stuff. You guys can experiment and see what they look like, but I'm just going to do a dip to black. That's my usual thing that I use. Now, you probably can't see right here where I clicked and dragged it onto the video. To see it, this is where your zoom in tool will come in handy. You can just zoom in and you'll see how far the dip to black or the fade into black lasts. So if we play it right now, you'll see it's just a few seconds. Now if you want it to go for a little bit longer, you'll click where the dip to black is. And you'll when you hover over the farthest corner of that effect, you'll see there's like a red kind of like a half a box with arrows. You just click and you drag it forward, and that will actually extend the black screen, and it will make it last for a little bit longer for a kind of like a slower transition. Now if you want to do it a shorter, you'll do it the opposite way, and of course you can do it between clips, and you can do it at the end of clips, and you know, you can just go crazy with it, do whatever you want to do. So we're just gonna undo that for now, but I'm just showing you how to do it. Now let's say I want to speed it up. In this program you can click and select both like this, or you can do the click and then hold shift and select both, or whatever. So I want to speed them both up. And now I'm going to select them both, and that is the left click and drag and select both. And I'm going to right click on either of the things, and I'm going to hit speed duration. And what will pop up is the clip speed, or the duration of what you have for both of the videos. Now 100 does not mean it'll speed it up by 100. 100% means that it is at a normal pace right now. This is what it is normally at 100. So to increase it, you'll have to go over 100. If you want to slow it down, you'll go below 100, and you'll even go to the negatives to make it even slower. Or you can do the reverse right here to make it go slower, but we're gonna speed it up. And right here it does not show, but usually it will show how long the video is, but we're not gonna worry about that right now. So let's say I want to do it to 500%. You just do it and you hit enter, and that will show you, that will speed up both clips. Now you'll see there's a gap again in between. Now you're gonna do the same thing as you did before, and you're gonna click in between them and you hit delete, and that will smush them both together, and you'll have the sped up video. So if you hit play, there we go, you can see it's actually going much faster. And of course you can make it go even faster if you wanted to, and that is totally up to you what you prefer. And there you go. That's the sped up videos. Now if you want them to look like they're one clip, instead of just, you know, if you have multiple clips that you've done and you want to just do one click for all of them, you select them all, you right click, you can either do group, which will group them and let you ungroup them later on if you want to go back in and change certain clips, or you can nest them, which will kind of combine them. Now if you want to nest them, be very, very careful, because you can't go back and undo what you did. So be very careful when you're using this. I will usually always group, so it's easier, and I can always go back and fix things, so you don't have to redo whatever you were doing. So just keep that in mind if you want to do that. So I'm just going to hit group, and when you click one of them, it'll click both. There you go. Now to ungroup it, you'll do the same thing, right click and ungroup, and you'll get the separate things. Alright, so let's say you want to put in music, and of course no speed fade is good without music. I don't know, maybe you like music, maybe you don't, whatever. It can be you making the music or royalty free. Be sure to credit whoever you got the music from if it is not royalty free, and be sure you have permission to use that music, because YouTube is very picky about that kind of thing. So be very, very careful when you're dealing with this. Now I have a lot of royalty free music. You can always look them up online, and you can find like dozens and dozens of stuff. So let's say I want, and it's the same concept of when you put in the clips into the program, you'll just select whatever songs you want. So let's say I want to put in this. I'll click and drag it in. And of course you can do it from within the program, but I like doing it this way because it makes me feel like I have more control over what I'm doing. Alright, so it's the same concept again in the program. If you double click it, you will it'll show up in your resources video. So this is not in your timeline yet. This is just for you to preview it, to pick out parts of it, or you can just look at it first and then slap it in there, so you don't have to worry about putting it in right away. So it's the same concept. As you see, because it is just an audio clip, you'll only have the video thing here. You won't have this part. Now to add it in, you'll do the same thing. You'll just click and you'll drag it, and make sure you hover over the area where it says audio. You cannot put it up here, you have to put it below, or you can put it anywhere lower than that. But make sure it's in the audio part. And you can cut this, do exactly the same as what you did with video, but for transitions and effects for audio, it'll be in the audio section of what you're doing. So for example, if I wanted to have it fade into whatever sound, like from the quiet to music in a softer way without a sudden burst of sound when the video starts, you put exponential fade. So I'll click that and drag it onto the clip here, and again you won't be able to see it so until you zoom in, and you'll see it is a short distance, and I want to extend that, and it will play. Right now I don't have any of the video on my computer being recorded, so you won't be able to hear it even if I do play it. To edit whatever sound is in this video, you can go in here and you can tinker with it, but that's for a different video. I'll show you guys how to higher and lower it during the video without doing cuts and whatnot. It's a simple keyframing thing, but I'll show you guys later. But if you want to overall lower the volume, you can go in here and you see there's like a yellow line right here. That's for the overall volume. You can click that and just hover over it, and you'll see like there's two like up and down arrows when you hover over it. Just click it, make sure you click on it, and then just drag it down. And you can see that numbers will pop up. So 0 will be it normally, and then minus will be lower, and you can actually higher it or whatever. So I'm just going to lower it to 0 because I don't want to listen to the music. And again, you can add, let's say you want to add in text or a title or whatever. You go under title up at the top, you put new title, default still, or you can put in images. If you made an image in Photoshop, for example, you can put that, save it as a PNG, as a JPEG, whatever, drag it into here and it will appear, and then you can just drag it in like it's a video. And you can put it on here, and I'll show you just really quick. Let's say I want to put in a cat, and I use this in one of my videos. It will show up here, and it's a JPEG, and I can just double click it and it'll show you a preview of it, and you can either do it from here or from here. I'll just do it from here, and let's say I want to put it at the beginning, and you can put it these layers right here is just so you're not all on one layer. You can put several things on the layer, and you can add more, just so it's not cluttered in one thing. So alright, so I wanted this image here. So let's say I want it to be for a longer period of time. So this is just a short few seconds. Let's say I want it for a longer period of time. You just click it and you drag it over, and that will make it extend. And that's kind of creepy, isn't it? Yeah. To move the image, you just click on here and you'll click on it, and you'll see it'll have the dots, so you can move it around. You can actually make it bigger, smaller, whatever, in case you want to put like your logo. You can also do this for video backgrounds. If you've recorded yourself or your screen and you would like a background color, you can cancel. You can do that and then shrink your video, and then you'll have a border of your own if you made it in Photoshop or whatever. And it's the same thing for text and things like that. You can always add that in. But for me, I pre-add in the borders and stuff for my previous stuff, whereas recently I've not been doing that because it is much neater to just do it in the program. So you can edit the video however you like. But with SpeedPaints, I don't generally worry about borders and stuff. It's usually for vlog kind of things or gaming stuff that I worry about it. But anyways, I digress. So that's pretty much about it. I hope that's actually a little bit helpful, or at least a lot helpful. I know I might talk fast, or I ramble, or I go off topic a little bit, but I hope it has helped you guys. And if you guys want any other tutorials to do with this, or any other programs you'd like me to try make a tutorial for SpeedPaints, let me know and I will look into it, study it, and I'll show you guys how to do it. If you had any comments, questions, concerns, you know where to contact me. All my stuff is in the description below. I hope you like this video, and as always, take care. Hey guys, before I forget, I'm going to show you how to export the video. Before you do anything, make sure this right here, like I said, is at the end of your video, so it exports the full video, and the front of it is at the front of your video. Go to File, save it. Always save your video, your stuff, so you can go back and edit it however you want to do it. Go under Export, hit Media. Mine's is FLV for the format. My preset is YouTube presets. Just go under whatever. You can check my settings and try to match it with whatever the presets there, and save the preset to what you need. I will let you guys pause it and look at the settings, try to replicate it. That will be, I think, your highest quality video for YouTube. Make sure export video and export audio are checked so it exports those for you and you don't get a silent video or a videoless video. So make sure you do that. Hit export, try not to touch it so it doesn't crash or whatever. And if you just keep it as the default format, that's okay. If you're starting out in YouTube, you don't need to worry about that yet until you really learn how to use the program. You can look up Google tutorials and things like that. Don't kill your computer trying to export a video that it's not able to do. So just be careful, and I hope again this is helpful. It's good that I remember to do this so I don't have to do a second video. Thanks for watching again, and take care.